Hey, everybody. Hello, this is Lisa.
Nobody knows why I always look like this at the beginning of the podcast.
No, you want to tell them?
This is Cryss. She just always does something ridiculous right before we start filming. And I'm just like,
It helps me
sometimes
get
I
my.
feel like the older sister.
It gets my energy up, And I didn't do anything terrible today.
She said today.
Anyway, you did not introduce yourself.
I said I'm Cryss.
Oh, hello.
Somewhere in all the nonsense.
Yes. Looking very, very, mature.
Trying to. It is a challenge.
I guess one of us has to.
So we should talk about yesterday morning. Because it has bearing on today.
Yes, it does. I forgot. Yes.
So yesterday, my mother had a doctor's appointment. It was like really early in the morning. It was like almost an hour away. So we were all up earlier than we were accustomed to being up. And we had to, get out the door to get to this doctor's appointment on time. And Mom and Lisa apparently had some sort of meeting that I wasn't told about.
It was spontaneous.
And
I'm going to say that now.
They're both wearing sweaters that they've made. And I'm like, oh, no one told me about, wear your handmade sweater day. So
there was nothing.
I went to my room and I got a sweater that I made. But of course, because I'm a bum, it had strings hanging off of it. So I'm upstairs weaving an end.
That's what took you so long. Okay. All right.
They have no idea what's going on
too clearly.
But I weaved in most of those ends. I'm working on that. I decided now as a rule, I will weave my ends much sooner. But
wow.
I still had a few hanging when we left, but the doctor's office was only allowing patients in, so we couldn't go in there with her. So I'm sitting in the car weaving in those last ends. I had a shirt on underneath, so I wasn't like in the car in my bra. That would have been bootleg. But I had on a shirt, but I had taken off my sweater and I wove in those last ends, and I'm happily wearing my sweater, and it was really cute and I was very happy, right? But I got talked about for the rest of the day for running upstairs and changing my top so that I too was wearing handmade sweaters. So we were the handmade sweater trio yesterday and not just a duo.
The way she tells it, it sounds like a conspiracy, right? None of that happened. There was no discussion. It was a cool morning.
That was my impression. When I saw them, I was like, oh. Okay.
She said nothing before she went upstairs. I thought she just ran upstairs and grabbed something or another.
I did.
And she was up there. We were like, what's taking
I so went upstairs to grab a sweater.
I did not know that you were weaving in ends as well as grabbing it. Wow. Okay. When the whole story comes out, it's always more than you think it is. Wow.
So today we are sitting here to film our video, and I put on this top that I made that I'm really, really happy with. Oh my gosh. I call it the Knockoff Tee because we had a top in the store as a sample. It was knitted and I liked some elements of it. So I just took those elements and tried to create a crochet version of it. And I am beyond happy with how it came out. Mm-hmm. So I'm ready to, start filming, but somebody has to go grab some knitted items.
Well, actually, technically, I'm wearing both knitting and crochet today.
Yeah, so she had to go grab some handmade items, although all the ends were woven in. But
yes.
Just because I had on my handmade top. So I just want to say, it's not just me.
I felt left out.
It's not just me.
So
but they talked about me like this was a crazy thing I had done. But, case in point.
Why should she have all the fun?
So it was not that crazy yesterday when I went and grabbed my handmade sweater.
It was pretty out there.
You know what? No one would even have noticed anything afoot if the ends had been woven in and it didn't take me so long.
Yeah.
I got a lot of ends woven in though in like 6-7 minutes.
Who knew you were up there weaving ends? My God. Okay.
I assumed you figured out that's what was taking so long.
No, I thought you had put together a whole new outfit.
No, I had on the same pants and the same shirt. I just swapped out the sweater.
So now you see what it's like up in this piece. All right.
I'm just saying we all do it. It's my point.
Yes, but I did it without rancor. Without accusing you of being part of a conspiracy.
One is not a conspiracy. Two's a use.
Two's a plot.
There are games afoot. So that's where we are right now. Maybe we should talk about something normal now.
I don't know. Do we have normal?
Let me tell you, I'm very, very excited. So we have been very, very cautious during, these times. And today, my mom and I went to Joann for the first time since the year of our Lord 2019.
Oh, Lord.
But it's a really beautiful day today. The weather is cool but comfortable, and it's very, very sunny out. And so it was really nice to just be out for a little bit, get some fresh air, see some sunshine. It was just the perfect day for just a quick little jaunt. So we went to Joann, and I wasn't looking for anything in particular except for the the elastic I needed for the waistband of my skirt. So that was all I intended to buy.
Mm-hmm. But you know how Joann does.
It's a craft store, and it's neat. Things happen. However, I have zero regrets, and I will tell you why. So I haven't sewn since the Pliocene era. And back then, patterns were they maxed out at $5. Now it's $20 or more.
Easily.
So they have gone up 400% over the years, and I was not prepared for this. I was very naive when I was shopping for patterns.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to Joann today, and there's a sign that says all the simplicity patterns are 99 cents. And I'm seeing this sign and for some reason not believing it. I'm like, there's no way. These things are $20. There's no way. But so I start shopping for patterns, but I'm still in the back of my mind. Sometimes you go to a store and the sale sign is just old, it's expired, but no one took it down yet. So I'm thinking this is what's going to happen. But turns out simplicity patterns were 99 cents. So I'm so excited. There's a little table and chair area in Joann in the middle of the sewing area where you can sit and look at the pattern books. I'm not even sitting. I'm standing at this table flipping through the pattern book because I'm so excited, and anything that I like, I take a picture of it so that I can have the little number and I can go look up the pattern. And at first I was so excited. I wasn't even looking at the sizes on the patterns. So when I start reviewing what I picked out so far, I have some that are size 14 and 22. And I'm like, that's not going to fit me.
No, that's not.
So I had to swap those out. But now, I'm looking for my size as I'm looking through the pattern. I'm like, okay, yeah, you might want to do that. So I ended up getting, I had an upper limit, which was originally 5. And then I was like, girl, make it 10. So I was going to, but I had 10 patterns, and I realized I didn't have any patterns for pants. And I really wanted some pants patterns because I want to learn how to make pants. Mm-hmm. So I did pick up a couple more patterns, and I ended up with a cool dozen. But I still, with that in my elastic, I didn't buy anything else. Oh. I just bought the patterns and the elastic, and I got out of Joann having spent less than $20. So
very nice.
I thought I would show you all what I done picked up. Now, bear in mind 2 things. Now, I said I'm not going to acquire fabric the same way I acquire yarn. So I will be purchasing fabric as I decide what my next project is going to be. So I'm not just going to go out and, binge buy fabric the way I just binge bought patterns. And also, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to sew anything. I'm going to be picking at things at random and probably choosing the wrong fabric for them. And we're just going to see how it goes. But with 12 patterns, if I were to make a thing a month, that's a year's worth of making. So I'm very, very excited.
Oh,
I feel like this is enough to keep me busy for a while. So I won't, because sometimes when you're starting a new thing, you just go out and you buy all the equipment, but then you don't actually get to doing the thing. So now that I have my little stack of $1 patterns, oh my God, I won't be constantly shopping for patterns.
Exactly.
And I was just upstairs thinking that if I bought these patterns at full price of $20, these patterns would have cost me $240.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is that? Problem is now I'm spoiled. I'm like, how am I going to pay over $1 pattern again? But that won't come up for a while.
No.
So let me show y'all what I got because I'm very excited.
Oh, did you notice on the pattern? No, go ahead. On the pattern envelope, if you look on the back, they will suggest to you the appropriate fabric.
Yeah, I know.
So you can use those suggestions as a guide.
I have some ideas. Is the thing. So I may not always use the pattern, the fabric they suggest, because sometimes you see a thing, but you want to use like an anomalous fabric for it. Like you might want to use like a brocade instead of a knit or whatever. That's going to be tricky, but I want to challenge myself. So we're going to see. I'll still be kind of like designing a little bit in my head to decide, how I want to put the look together.
Right.
So there is a woman. I would imagine that a lot of the people who sew online probably already know who she is. I do not, but her name is Mimi G, and apparently she does YouTube videos because she has videos showing how to do some of these patterns. I think that's a cool innovation, having video instruction for your patterns.
But sure is.
I'll probably be watching some videos, but still it'll be mostly mom coaching me. But she does really cute like sportswear, like stuff you can just wear every day. And I really liked a lot of the patterns that I saw with her that were her brand, and I can't believe I got them for $1. So my Mimi G patterns, that I like this cute little cutout dress. It's just enough cutout for me. I have not gotten on board with the cutout craze. I thought it went a little. At one point, people were doing cutout jeans where they'd cut out the front of jeans from hip to knee.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
But this is just a little tiny little itty bit of cutout. I can live with that. I think it's really cute.
And because you're making it yourself, you can form that cutout to what you want it to be exactly. And then
the little hooded jacket, like an anorak jacket. This is a style jacket that I really like. I have a couple of them in my closet. So if I can actually figure out how to make this will be a staple for me. And then this is a cute little two-piece outfit. I love these pants. I think
this is my favorite one that you picked up. I think the proportions of the whole outfit are perfect.
It's cute. It's stylish. Yeah. It looks like she's wearing like linen or a linen cotton blend. And I even like the fabric. I mean, this is just beyond cute. I'm assuming she's on the cover of all these patterns. I'm assuming this is Mimi G. I don't know. But I got everything because I got, sportswear, I got formal wear, I got outerwear, I got vintage. I was all over the place because it was $1. It was like me at a used book sale. Ooh. If all the books were $1, child, there's not a lot of them read for $1. Yeah.
We're all up. We're completely opposite when we go to the bookstore. When we go to the book sales, Crystal is everywhere. She's like running, zipping, and I'm looking only for craft books. It's like, and I'm digging
all
through
over the place. Oh, one time at one of the library sales, she hit the jackpot with knitting books. I did. Wow. And they were also in really good condition.
Yep.
So you just never know. Okay, so I got two formal relics. Don't ask me when I'm going to make these, much less when I'm going to wear them, but I have them. That's the important thing. So when I want to make and wear such a dress, I'll be able to. So I like... that big like sheer overskirt. This is just a look I've always liked. I think it's very elegant and very attractive.
Wasn't your prom dress kind of like that?
It was, except the big skirt was attached to a coat.
Yeah.
And then I had like a short underdress. My prom dress was the bomb. When we went to the little after party thing, we went to the guy at the door. Was like, that's the nicest dress I've seen all prom season. I was like, I know it is. And then this has some of those like one arm and cut out shoulder looks. And I just think that's really cute. So I want to learn how to do that little swoopy thing at the shoulder. Now, this is just me. This is just where I live. Basic bomber jacket, but I would make this out of like any fabric imaginable. I'd make it out of silk. I'd make it out of brocade. I'd make it out of corduroy. I'd make it out of pleather. I would just mix and match all the looks and, one fabric for the body and another fabric for the sleeves. So I really want to learn how to make this style of jacket, and I would start living in them. if I could actually like pull this off. This hood got me. I don't really do drama coats, but the hood just, I feel like I've seen this coat in movies.
Oh yeah, many.
And it's kind of awesome. So it, like I said, anything that struck my fancy, it went in the cart because it was $1. So this is one of the vintage patterns I got. It's like a 1950s coat. When I see movies set in the 50s, I always admire this look. So even though, you know, it's vintage, this is still me. This is something that I would wear, or something I would have worn in the 50s, and it's something I would absolutely wear today. So, of course, I picked that up. I was really excited to find the pants pattern. I love that it's got wide leg, narrow leg, and shorts. Very efficient pattern. But I like this wide leg style of pants, but I find that when I buy them at stores, they're always just a little too short. So I wanted to make some of my own so I can make them the length that I want them to be, because I do like them to like brush the top of the foot and not stop at the ankle. So this was like necessary. This was something I absolutely had to pick up because I need to make pants that are the length that I like. Okay, we are in the home stretch. We have the last 4 because I got 12 patterns, people.
For $12.
This top, it looks like a really crazy simple construction. And as a matter of fact, I first looked at it because I was like, if that's all it is, I can crochet that. So I don't know if you all can see. If you look at this red rectangle here, where her hands are basically are the armholes where she's holding it up for you. Those are the armholes. And then the body's just a rectangle. And then the back shows you like how to put it on and make that shape. So I can, if it's really as simple as it looks, I could make a million of these. The largest size takes 7/8 of a yard.
Wow.
So you can buy little, fabric remnants or whatever and still make a top. So not only will I be sewing these, I'm going to try to crochet one of these and see how that goes. I think because the crochet will stretch a little bit more, I'm going to have to alter the dimensions a little bit, but I think it should work out just fine. I love overlay dresses. I have quite a few of these in my closet, just like, little ones I picked up at like Target or whatever, but I love these floral overlay dresses, and hopefully it's not very complicated to make. Look, it's probably something that's not very complicated to make for people who already know how to sew. For me, it's probably going to be a lot for me to learn. But I'm assuming that all of these patterns, once I've made them once, I will have acquired the knowledge and skill required to make them again and again. And that's one of my, interests in when I was shopping for patterns was things that I would want to make more than once.
Okay.
And this overlay dress is definitely one of those things because I can make it out of so many different fabrics, and I can make it in different lengths. And yeah, this was a pattern I was very excited to find. So this is 1950s, just broad top. I think that's really cute. That's another thing that you can make out of a million different fabrics. I could wear these with some like high-waisted jeans and under like a little cropped jacket. Let's see, I already have like outfits in mind. So I feel like if, you're already thinking along those lines, it's probably a good idea that I bought this pattern. And then the last one, it's just a little frock, kind of a shirt dress kind of thing. Again, it's something I thought would be versatile. So I would love to make something like this out of like a silk and just have that beautiful flowy fabric. But yeah, again, this is something that I could see myself making over and over again. And it says easy to sew on it. I feel like that's very encouraging.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like in addition, the brand is called Simplicity, but then underneath it says easy to sew. I feel like it's a promise simplicity.
Oh,
so if it's not easy to sew, we're gonna have words. But hopefully, it actually will be. But these are all pieces that I actually see myself wearing, actually see working with my wardrobe and my personal style. These are pieces that I can see myself combining with crochet looks, like the little vintage bra top. I can wear that under fuzzy sweater that I just finished making. So I am beyond excited. I may have been dancing a little bit at the store.
Yeah. You know what? I think the people who work at the craft store are used to people getting like really happy.
Do you think?
I don't doubt it at all.
But I couldn't believe, there's this really stupid IKEA commercial where this woman, when she checks out, she thinks she's gotten such a deal that they must have told her the wrong price. So as she's walking out the store, she's like race walking and she's shouting to her husband, "Start the car!" And that was how I felt. I felt like, "Mom, start the car!" So they don't know that I got out of here with patterns that were $1 each. But turns out that was actually the price. I don't understand that kind of markdown, but yo, it worked. They can't have them back now.
No,
so
absolutely not.
I am beyond thrilled, and I'm looking forward to like being a sewing sewer who sews. I'm trying to get my elastic waistband into my skirt over the weekend, and I will have sewn my first thing. So that's me. That was my day. And I'm going to finish up my day by binging a few episodes of The Last Kingdom, and it's going to be great. I'm actually having a lovely day.
Well, Crystal got me into what is it called?
The Last Kingdom.
The Last Kingdom.
Yeah.
Duh. I just finished Vikings Valhalla, which I liked. She didn't like it, but I enjoyed it.
It was just a little like milquetoast compared to Last Kingdom, I thought.
But I'm enjoying Last Kingdom too. So this is my first time through The Last Kingdom. This is more than her first time through The Last Kingdom. Maybe more than her second time through The Last Kingdom.
It's either 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I've watched the early seasons more often. So for season 2, which is what we're on now, this is probably my 4th viewing. Season 4, I think I've only seen once. So,
well, there you go.
But the thing is, the last season, season 5, will be online next week. So I'm watching with a purpose. That
way I'll also be caught up.
Yes, to be all, refreshed before season 5. I'm already in mourning though. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna take my Last Kingdom away from me.
You know what? We're gonna, mourn in a healthy way and do maybe some sewing and knitting and crochet to get through it. I have been working primarily on my shawl this week. My rows are shorter. I think you see me turning more often. So yes, my rows are at long last getting very short, and I can see that the end is in sight on this shawl.
Oh, I forgot you have a whole little charty thingy.
Yeah. But as I go, it's getting to be really big.
Yeah, that is. Whew. That's a winter shawl.
You don't know how happy I am with this thing. You absolutely have no idea.
As happy as I am with my pattern?
At least. At least as happy.
Because then I have some idea.
Mm-hmm. But if you want something to knit that is really rhythmic, there is no stunt knitting in this. It's not going to change the pattern every few rows. Once you've got the pattern in your mind, it's easy to do. And like I said, for me, one of the things I did that really helped was I made this chart. I don't even know if you can see it. There it is. So that if I put this down, when I come back to it, I know precisely what row and what repeat I'm in. Because it's a pattern that depends so much on repeats, it was something I absolutely had to do. So I am in repeat number 9 of 16. And I am in row 8 of 30. So if I put this down and go away, When I come back, I can just pick up. And you don't know how many times I've not been able to pick up right where I left off. It was a little investigation process. And sometimes I guessed wrong.
Oh.
Yep. Just tell you the truth. Sometimes I guessed wrong. Because I thought I wasn't guessing, but it turned out I was.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. But I totally enjoy this. And it is going to be, I planned it for a winter shawl. Or it's an outer garment in the spring when it's like coldish. Mm-hmm. But what I envisioned was something that I could have enveloping me, and this is going to be exactly that. But like, yes. So when I'm done with this, I want to move on to another garment, and I've been thinking about doing a mohair garment for a minute now. And
wait a minute, what happened to the vest?
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. But you know what happened? I got really excited about mohair because
I wonder why. She got incepted.
I did get incepted.
If you watched the last episode, you see what we mean by incepted.
Yes. This current issue of Pom Pom that's available in our online shop. I'll put a link down below. It's all about dreamy. It's actually called Dreamscape. And it's got these dreamy, ethereal garments. Many of them are either made completely of mohair or they have a mohair component. Look at this.
And
that is gorgeous.
Isn't that crochet?
Yes, sadly in this issue, I'm a little disappointed by that.
We don't use mohair. I don't know what that's about. But
I am really disappointed by that because they usually include at least one crochet project.
That's okay.
But I'm not gonna go through the projects here, but we're gonna have 2 videos this week because I'm gonna do one that's just a straight up flip through of the issue of Pom Pom.
That's okay, because now that I'm in the knockoff game, I can just knock off anything I like from there.
So you take that, Pom Pom. But interesting, fun. Although, you know what I found? There's a lot of ruffles in here.
I'm not mad at ruffles.
I'm not either. They put them anywhere they wanted. Let's see, I'm trying to find the picture of one in particular. This is not necessarily a ruffled one, but this is something that did catch my eye. And I was like, oh, aren't you fun and fabulous?
You could have marked the page.
I could have.
Yeah.
Look at that puppy.
Ooh, is that a statement color on the yellow top?
That is a statement color. It's on both tops.
It's not hideous though.
No, it's not at all. You know what? Sometimes the statement colors are just too much. They talk too loud. They say too much. But yes, I will do a flip through and we can go through and talk about these patterns. There's some really interesting, inventive stuff. As always, Pom Pom patterns are usually not for the faint of heart, but if you're open to picking up a new technique or two, or four, I say go for it. We were talking last week about the idea of making 9 things. Mm-hmm. One of the things I want to work on this year, learning 9 things, is I want to really dabble and learn different colorwork techniques. So right now, the colorwork technique I'm working in is Intarsia.
I may have done an Intarsia project too.
Yes. I am working on some Intarsia socks, the Alvar socks from 52 Weeks of Socks. And Crystal,
I feel like you did Intarsia because I did Intarsia.
I just happen to really like those socks. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
So I'm finishing up my sweater vest. I finished the front, and
look at that.
That looks gorgeous. Really good. Oh my gosh, she's all camera ready. What? So Intarsia was just like a random thing that I did. But I really, really like it. The yarn that I found in my stash, which is Cusco Cashmere. So this is Queensland. The multicolor is Queensland Rainbow Beach. And then the purple that's in the Intarsia section is Cusco Cashmere. They're both sport weight, but the Cusco Cashmere is much, much lighter.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like it was best to like really distribute it throughout the Intarsia section so that I would always have it mostly surrounded by the heavier yarn and pull it into the size that I needed, because otherwise it kind of contracted a little bit compared to the heavier weight yarn. It worked up at a different gauge.
Yeah.
But I think I've mitigated that a lot. So the back is just going to be all the textured stitch. I'm not going to do any color work on the back, but I will be doing trim around the armhole openings, the neckline, and at the bottom edge in the purple and the Cusco Cashmere. So I think that, and it'll just be like a few rows of single crochet, nothing fancy, but look at that.
Now you had redone the neckline. What was going on with that?
No, I didn't redo the neckline. I redid the Intarsia.
Oh, okay.
Because here's the old version, which is like super blah. Like, I don't even want to show it now, but so I did just 3 blocks of color, and that was it. And it was just like boring. And I just think this is so much livelier, more vibrant. It
way
looks
more pizzazz.
It makes more sense, I think, the way the purple and the multi are distributed.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I used the book Complete Crochet Course by Shannon Mullet-Bowlesby, and he has a section on the different types of crochet color work, and his section on Intarsia was real short. And I was like, I'm gonna learn how to do Intarsia from just that. Turns out, it was fine. I didn't really need much more. It's really just a thing you got to do it to understand how to do it, and it was very simple, very straightforward.
Did you end up trying just not having a weight on the end of your Antarctica yarn, or are you still working with your balls?
I was working with balls.
Okay.
But it's very small ones.
Yeah.
But what I was doing was I didn't have them hanging. Yeah. I would basically like try to keep it all in my lap.
Yeah.
And that, so they weren't ever swinging and tangling up in each other.
Yeah. But my project is so small that I couldn't work with it in my lap. So it was unpleasant.
Yeah. So I didn't have that particular issue.
So what I was doing with my Antarctica socks is working from the Tangle. And all that means is I don't have bobbins. I didn't butterfly up the yarn. I'm not working from balls. I cut off about a 6-foot length of yarn, and I might reduce that length, but right now that's what I worked with because that was what the suggestion was from the blog post I read. And it's working just fine. The yarn, I can just slide out the thread I need. And although it doesn't look good, it is a tangle.
When I saw it, I was like,
yeah, it gave her the willies, but it works really well. And nothing is so tangled that I can't just pull up the strand I need. And I don't have that twisting and turning, and no more dangling bobbins for me. I'm
planning to work on like a larger Intarsia project at some point, and I think I'm going to have to, think of some sort of ball management or bobbin management system or something, but I'm not gonna worry about that just yet because I'm already past my Intarsia now, so I'm good.
For me, I want to finish my Antarctica socks, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work in Mosaic because I haven't really done much Mosaic crochet.
Mosaic crochet or Mosaic knitting?
Sorry, Mosaic knitting.
Are you going to do that flowers shawl?
I sure am. I saw this podcast, and I think I linked to it in the last episode where I talked about this shawl. It's a shawl called Pressed Flowers by Amy Christopher.
It's very pretty. It's very pretty.
Gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
What weight is it at? Is it a fingering?
Yeah, but I might bump it up to sport. I don't know. We'll see.
It's very pretty.
It's gorgeous. And it has a lot of drama to it, but it's done in Mosaic crochet. So you're only working. I don't know why I'm saying
I don't know
crochet.
either.
It's working in Mosaic knitting, So you're only working one color at a time. So I think that's going to be a good introduction to mosaic knitting.
Mm.
So I'm going to
I did
just...
not like mosaic crochet. I did one project and I was like, next.
You know what? Your chart was miserable to work with. But you know what? I think if you had known how to interpret the chart from the get-go, it wouldn't have been so laborious, because the chart was different than any chart I have ever seen. The chart was telling you,
because it wasn't like one square represented one stitch.
No.
It was a whole thing. And
no.
Yeah.
What was it? It was like,
I don't
you
even
had to
remember.
go.
I blocked it from my memory.
She had to look at what the stitch before was in order to be able to interpret the next square. I have never seen a chart that worked like that.
It was a traumatic experience for me.
It didn't tell you.
I'm glad it was just a hat. I'm glad it was something small.
Yeah. And it didn't tell you in the pattern how to read that chart. So I think before you write off mosaic altogether, I think you should learn about how the charts work and then try a small project again.
I don't know. Like, I see this woman on YouTube who does beautiful, beautiful mosaic color. She's somewhere in Scandinavia. And she does really beautiful mosaic.
That the lady
crochet.
Does the blankets and the purses.
Yeah, Tinna.
Yeah, I've seen her.
Thorudottir Thorvaldar.
Yes.
I think I'm close to saying her name right, but not exactly right.
We'll link to it.
And like when I see her work, I'm like, mosaic crochet. But I don't know. But I did like I would totally do another Intarsia project like tomorrow. It was not an issue for me.
Well, you know what? It's nice to have different techniques in your toolbox. You don't have to be a master of every technique, especially if you have some that work for what you want to do. You know, but that's my next thing. I will be casting on that mosaic shawl. Yes, I will.
That is a total cue jumper, though.
It is. It totally is. And I didn't mean for it to be, but that's what's going to happen.
So I will be finished with my sweater vest soon. Probably, I anticipate finishing the sweater vest before we film the next episode.
Oh gosh, okay.
What do you mean? Oh gosh,
you're like I insist.
That's like a week.
Okay.
You don't set like a target date for finishing.
Maybe I should.
Yeah, maybe you should.
Maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know.
Okay. But I anticipate being finished with my sweater vest by the time we film the next episode. So I'm already thinking about, what my next project is going to be, because I do generally work monogamously. And I'm thinking about finally whipping out my crochet thread, but it's just sitting in my room, staring at me, intimidating me, flexing on me. And I'm just like, I don't know. I bought quite a bit of it because I got it like an amazing price.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I do want to use it. Like the things that I see made with crochet thread, they're just really beautiful and very delicate looking. And part of the problem is that I have no idea what I want to make. I mean, I have some idea, but I don't know. I have one idea that I might just go ahead and make that thing and not drive myself crazy anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I don't know why. I feel like it's going to take a super long time. And I think that's what's scaring me. But
you know what, though? If the project really, makes your heart sing, the time you invest in it is totally worth it. And it's not like you're just making it to make it. You actually wear the things you make. So I say go for it.
I may just push it off a little bit. I don't know. But I want to start making like spring, summer things right now is the thing. Because I have ideas for like other sweaters and things, but I don't want to just like make winter stuff all year long. Especially since I really try not to go out very much in the winter. But so it's like an appropriate time to start thinking about making something out of crochet thread. But a skirt. I mean, that's really all it comes down to. It's really just me trying to like get out of my own way, because I'm just like I'm very intimidated by the idea.
Don't be scared.
We'll see how it goes.
Start with something small. Okay. Oh Lord, look at her face. She's like, oh no, the thing I'm thinking of is enormous.
I know, like I'm going to make a great coat. No. No, I think I'm thinking of a little too. The fact is, I saw an outfit on. What really got me like turned my head towards crochet thread. I saw this outfit at Target that it was just a little 2-piece, like almost like a little, not a bra top, but a tank top, like a crop tank top and a pencil skirt. And I looked at it and it was like, I could make that. Like it's gonna take me a while, but I was like, I could make that. And so I bought crochet thread specifically to like, version that outfit because I'm not trying to do an exact reproduction. And so I think that's what I would make.
Okay. I think that would be cool.
I might start with the tank top.
Yeah.
It's a teeny little thing, V-neck. Maybe I'll start with the tank top.
Oh, I feel like getting closer to getting started. I can feel your energy shifting.
I'm really just like, ooh, what have I gotten myself into? That's really all I keep thinking. I feel like
you can absolutely do it.
I feel like Shaggy outside the mansion. Like as they pull up, he's like, "Oh, I'll wait in the van, guys." Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel right now.
I'm mad that both Shaggy and Scooby ate the Scooby snacks.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Yeah. I tried to tell myself maybe they're like organic and, I don't know. Like maybe it wasn't like hooves and I don't know. But
hooves and beaks.
Right? I don't know. I try not to think about that. Not only did Shaggy eat them, but he could also be bribed with them, just like Scooby was. And I was just like, that don't seem right.
It don't. They had no respect for Shaggy.
Anyway, let's not do that. Let's not go on that tangent. Because we got completely lost last week.
We did. It happens, though, That's what tangents are for.
But that's where I am in my making right now. I finally finished my first project of the year, even though some people have had finished all kinds of things, and I'm just salty about it. I am.
You know what?
I try not to play that game with myself where it's about like the number of things I make, because each thing I make makes me so happy that's what my focus is. Like, oh my gosh, now I get to wear this really cool, cute thing that I've made. But do I also want to just make more, be more productive than I currently am? Absolutely. But I'm also designing everything I make. So most of everything I make. So it just takes a little bit more time.
Yeah,
it just does.
The process is not fast. And you know what? I'm just going to say it. All right.
What you going to say?
Crochet is inherently faster than knitting. So crocheters get used to things being done quickly.
I feel like fingering weight yarn is the great equalizer, though.
It is a great equalizer.
Because it just don't go that fast. Not as fast. Not if you, because some people use the fingering weight yarn and they crochet with the J hook, and I'm like, really? But if you bring it down to like the 3 or 3.25 millimeter hook, yeah, it's like I said, it's the great equalizer.
Because Mom's been working on that sweater of hers. The what's it called, Lou?
I don't even remember what it's called.
Well, I will put a link to the pattern in the thing. The sweater is gloriously beautiful.
It really is very, very nice. But she had a hard way to go at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I don't think I could have stuck with it that long.
But I'm going to have to include it in the blog post, at least a couple of pictures so that you guys can see it, because it's glorious. But the designer used like a 3.75 hook to get the gauge. Mm-hmm. Mom could not get gauge until she went down to like a 2.75 hook. So it's and she's working in fingering weight, so it's taking her much longer than she's used to too. But the results are
she's
stunning.
made a lot of progress.
Yeah, she
made a lot of progress.
And she is working in Angora Lace, mm-hmm. which, let me tell you, I love the feel of fabric I got with my sock. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be most
I can't believe they discontinued. I know I say every time. I can't believe they discontinued.
Don't go there.
That yarn.
It happens. But I got the most beautiful fabric. And then mom is making this sweater out of it. And her fabric, to have just that much of it, is luxurious.
Okay? I have a little bit more of it in my stash. So I'll be making something, because, I held mine with the mohair. I'll be making something where I just use the Angora Lace.
It feels wonderful.
It's a really nice fabric that you get.
But you guys are just used to things going faster. Okay? I'm just going to say it. You guys are all just used to it going faster.
I don't feel like that.
Whereas I'm knitting right now in a DK weight.
Yeah, and you're the other extreme.
Yeah, I do. I'm a slow crafter. And you know what? I've made that okay. Because I really enjoy the process and I enjoy the wear. Mm-hmm. So I don't mind that it takes time. I find that things you invest your time and energy in, you take better care of. It's just part of the process for me. But I'm used to my crafting not being fast. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where crocheters have the advantage until, equalizing fingering weight comes into
crochet thread, child, ain't nothing gonna be fast.
No. But you can get a lot of detail in. It'll be quite beautiful.
Loads.
And I might try a little bit of monogamy. I don't know.
You know what? I would give it a shot just to see.
Yeah, I
if
think
it affects, how fast you work. Because you flipping back and forth, like nothing gets finished.
Eventually it does. But
when did you start the show?
I don't want to talk about that. But I'm coming into home plate, okay? Let's not discuss that, okay? But she no fast.
Why can't we talk about it?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
You can talk about it with our lovely, lovely watchers. Speaking of lovely, lovely watchers, hey everybody, thanks for joining us again, by the way. Do take some time to like and subscribe. And we're slowly building, and I do hope that we will have 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That's my secret heartfelt goal. So what we would like to do is offer a giveaway, that we will give away when we get to 300 subscribers, because we're at 170 now. So if you could ask a friend to tune in, and if they like what we're doing, to subscribe to us. If you could share our videos so that your friends can find out that we're here, that would be fabulous. And we will be running this giveaway until we hit our 300 subscriber. And our 300 subscriber giveaway, I will delve into all of the subscriptions and pull somebody out of the hat so that we can get our giveaway given. And what I'm going to be doing about the prizes is, until we get our 300 subscriber, I will be gathering up cool little things to put into a lovely prize package. So that will be it. So do subscribe, tell a friend, and have them subscribe. Mom will be so proud that I remember to do that. Look at that. Look at that.
Every time she watches one of our videos, she tells us how many subscribers we have.
Yeah. Yeah. She's like, oh, you got a subscriber this week.
Yeah. So when I say, oh, it'll make our mom happy if you subscribe, I mean literally.
It really does. It really does.
So that's what I got going on right now. I'm crocheting. I'm cowering from my crochet thread, and I am excited to sew some things.
She's making me want to sew, but I'm not going to start sewing at the moment.
Yeah, these two got sew envy, Mom and Lisa. And I'm like, really, y'all?
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Was it the dollar patterns?
Yes, it was. That kind of pushed me almost over the edge. But you know what I really actually want to make? I want to make some nice project bags. So I might end up making some project bags.
I had thought about sewing project bags, but I can get bags so inexpensively at like Five Below, or even I get bags at Dollar Tree.
You know what though? I've gotten those type of bags too, and they're okay for like storing a project, but I find that they're not so great if you're actually working from them. I want something with a flat bottom that can stand up on its own, a mouth that can open up wide.
I don't requirements because when I'm working on it, I just take it out the bag. I don't work from the back.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So I would just, you know how I am about a notebook, right? I'm that way about a project bag too.
Yeah, got notebooks and pens and paper. And yeah, I thought it was just stationery products.
Anyway. Oh, you know what? I also wanted to remember to tell you guys about. I don't know if you guys know this. I know I mentioned, it's Sit and Stitch. We have a little event on Sundays called Sit and Stitch. If you would like to join us on Sunday from 1 to 3 Eastern time. Yeah. I got caught out there with that. Yeah. I forgot that we do it on Zoom as a virtual Sit and Stitch. You don't have to be an expert knitter or crocheter, because I've actually had people, I'm just a beginner. Not a problem. We get together, we knit, and we chat, and we crochet, and we chat.
A lot of chatting.
Yeah, don't bring anything complicated. You will definitely lose count. I work on my blanket during Sit and Stitch because, it's easy to keep count, and it helps me to catch up if I'm a little behind any given week.
Are you going to put the Zoom link in?
Yeah, I'll put the Zoom link in the description bar. Come on through and join us sometime. I think it'll be fun.
A lot of chatting.
So
and really bring a simple project.
Yeah. Sometimes I call it the small council because we hash over things sometimes. Yeah. Like, what do you think we should do about that? So do check out our Sit and Stitch. The link will be in the description bar of our videos, and it's also on our website, and it's on our social media. So I think that's it for us today.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Everybody have a good week. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.
Stitching.